right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Just as we were ready for air, it was the Colts emerging from the locker room to great fanfare here in Indy. They're ready to go as the Colts get set to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They come in playing pretty well, 6-3 in their last 9 games.
And they had it easy last week. They jumped out to an early lead and then put it on cruise control from there.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, they come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game? In these types of situations, you're looking for someone to inspire you, and it doesn't have to be one of your best players either.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. They'll run with a former Super Bowl hero. It's James White. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Let him go by a little too easily there.
Well, that's what we saw in film, isn't it? His head goes down oftentimes when he goes to punch, when he's trying to block. And when you do that, you can't see your target. He went right past him and made the play.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. On second down, they'll run with White. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. And the offensive unit now for the Jaguars.
One thing for us to keep in mind and remember, they're coming off of their open week last week. They got to sit home and relax a little bit before the final stretch of the season. They got the lucky draw because every team in the league wants to have that open week later in the year rather than early.
And from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Darius Leonard has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want the left tackle. If you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to rumble.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Brissett. And it'll be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll run with White. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the... Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they are silly, and it leads to a play action sack. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, DJ Hayden. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
A big one there for the Jags, 18 yards, first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They go right back to White here on first down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. On the jet sweep, here's Westbrook. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Here again comes the captain of this offense leading his crew back out there now. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. 1 play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. A very solid gain of 27.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
To throw, Brissett. And he's got his tight end. That's Ebron, and it's a Colt touchdown. Eric Ebron, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And it's Harry connecting on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25. Let's go, boys. Bring it up. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
Well, you know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. First down, here's White. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. The Jags with the football to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down. The Jaguars on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
How about that, partner? That happened in a hurry. Sudden, explosive, gets into the backfield and spills the play.
And he was AFC Defensive Player of the Week last week because of plays just like that. So here are the Colts to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. On 1st and 10, Brissett. Ebron caught left side. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Brissett. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. Brissett sets to throw it. And he'll find Hall. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's...
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. From 13 yards out. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
On 2nd down now. It's White, and he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. A reminder that coming up later tonight, a good one on Sunday Night Football. We'll see what could have been a playoff matchup a season ago. The Bears and the Rams from L.A. And then tomorrow night, Monday Night Football from down ice. Chiefs and the Chargers going at it. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
It's going to be a long day.
Throwing, Brissett. Throw left side complete. It's Hall. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. Brissett now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Here's Brissett. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. First down, Brissett. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs. To throw is Brissett. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. From 13 yards out. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but
you don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores. A big seam, and he might go all the way. Touchdown, Jaguars. D.D. Westbrook with touchdown number 7 on the year as they are now on the board here in the first half. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Fielded about a yard deep.
Anytime you field a kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now Joe Mixon. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's third down. Brissett from the gun on third. Throw left side complete. That's Hall. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down. Brissett to throw on first. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. 25 yards that time. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Now throwing on 1st down and completing it. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incomplete.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Gearing up for their next possession, Nick Foles and the Jags. And how does he rally the troops, so to speak? He's played well, but they're down big on the scoreboard. How does he get his guys going?
To make sure they understand it's not a me game, it's a team game. Everyone has to come together. Everyone has to up the level of play a little bit.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Here's Foles. That's complete to his tight end. This is Lance Kendricks. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. On 3rd down, a run from White. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Marlon Mack now heading back out there. And the good news, his team's winning. The bad news, he hasn't had the game that he's hoped to, at least to this point here in the 2nd quarter.
And a lot of that is pride, because these types of backs want to be in the center of all the action and leading their team to victory. They'll take the win right now, hoping to jump his game up.
We're set on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That one goes for 24 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Brissett. Throw left side complete. That's Hall. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 23 yards on the play. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. From 10 yards out. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Nick Foles gearing up again here to go on offense. A lot of the problems have been on the other side of the ball. Is that frustrating for a quarterback who's been playing well?
It is, but there's no way that the best ones let their teammates know that. They actually take it upon themselves and say, okay, I have to do even more, or I need to play better. Maybe even say I put my defense in a bad spot. That's what true leadership shows you.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to change much personally. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Now Foles. And he completes it to Westbrook. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
Mike, let's go deep.
To throw again on second down. Foles, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts. Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number one. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a fifth, barring a conversion here on third down. Foles looking long for Westbrook. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kenny Moore. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They work again from the 38 on second and 10. Brissett. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the third quarter?
And he's going to go down in the field of play. So they say no to the field goal try, and time has run out on this first half. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. That's fielded in the end zone.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Mixon will get it to start the second half. And some room to roam now. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. DJ Hayden, the corner, in on the tackle. From the 35 on second down. Brissett. Rodgers brings it in. 7 yards there and a first down. A first down throw for Brissett. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs. From the gun, here's Brissett. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Hall. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 23 yards, the final tally.
6-man.
From the red zone now, Brissett. This is caught. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the...
And he takes it in for a Colts score. Joe Mixon, his 21st touchdown of the season as his guys continue to pour it on. And now once again, the Colts will go for two.
We know that the big guys won't get the credit, Brandon, but we also know that that touchdown belongs to them. Excellent job of clearing the way for their running back. I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for two in this situation... Somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So after the face mask, they get to start all the way up past the 35 now. Quick pass to the outside, caught by Conley. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 34. Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for 2nd down.
And we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Foles. He's got the hook up with Conley. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Give the sack to Kamoko Toure.
This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Brissett got it complete to Rodgers. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. To throw, Brissett. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 14. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Joe Mixon, touchdown number 22 on the season, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, though.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy.
And now look at him go. The 30, past the 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. James White, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jags are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too, of just getting there and taking off and going? For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. Fielded about a yard deep.
Anytime you field a kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. He's up over 100 yards, and he'll be looking to get in the end zone again.
Has a tremendous nose for it, doesn't he? The ability to pile up yardage and find the end zone, that's the combination you want in your runner.
Yeah, it's a combination any coach wants, and we'll see if he can find that end zone once more. Back to Mixon on first down. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now they run with Mixon. And he's got some space here. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here's Bissett. Got an open man. That's Campbell. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Damian Harris with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys continue to pour it on. Now, let's not forget that was all set up by the 4th down conversion earlier in the drive.
Would have been a complete letdown if the drive doesn't culminate this way, wouldn't it? If you're going to go for it on 4th down, your intention is to make sure you get a touchdown out of the drive, and that's exactly what they did. Converted, and then converted a second time for 6 points.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And the catch made here by Marquise Lee. He's got daylight. He's at the 30, the 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. Marquise Lee, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars able to get this back to within at least some measure of respectability.
That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
My old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
And they're going to have poor starting field position as he's out of bounds at his 10-yard line. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Brissett, and that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. The Colts on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing, Brissett. And that will be incomplete.
There was no secret who they were trying to get the football to.
Well, no, they went to him on first down, second down, third down, all 3 incomplete.
Yeah, and when you're unable to connect and you force it in that direction, all you're doing is giving confidence to the defense. They feel like they're really hurting you in a big way.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And now, goodness, possession's going to go over right at the 10-yard line. So instead of the incredibly obvious choice of trying to punt it out near midfield, now they've left their defense with no margin for it. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Lance Kendricks, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jags are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. This is fielded a couple yards deep.
Anytime you field a kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
To throw is Brissett. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. T.Y. Hilton, nobody to beat. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
They come up in an offset eye. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. Mixon, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. Mixon trying to punch it in, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining. here in this fourth quarter. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal. Here's Mixon, and they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Give him a couple on the run there, and now they're in that in-between area here on 4th and goal. On the run, it's Mixon, and he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. They gave it to him in search of his 3rd touchdown, but he's denied, and the Jaguars are able to come up with a goal line stand. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that, saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now a carry for White. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Now Mixon. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down. And they're going to speed things up here. Mixon with it. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Paris Campbell with touchdown number 12 on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This
but
one of our
she's
guys.
singing too.
Oh, she's at least...
She's on like the 5th tune.
Yeah, she left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. It has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Back to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Well, that's 2 sacks in this game, so add that to the 4 from last week. I think that's 6.
Good math. Excellent math. And look, he's going to get all the attention. He deserves it. He got home and got the quarterback on the ground. But that's a concentrated team effort because you got a lot of guys who occupy blockers to allow him access to rush the passer.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The drive will commence with a run by Mixon. Shifts by him, and he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10, Mixon. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally taken down at the 34. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Let's go. Let's go.
And they just hit another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it. You know, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Foles and the Jags come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now a pass dropped off here for James White. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. He's looking for another 4-sack game. That's how many he had last week. That's his 3rd.
And when I watch him rush the passer, the thing that always comes to mind for me is how well he uses his hands. The martial arts stuff that a lot of guys do in the offseason to work on those, paying dividends for him. He's getting home in a big way.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. It's complete. James White. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Here's Foles. This is White on the screen. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. And a timeout taken. Just 6 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. This defense wanted to stop the clock prior to that, and they do. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here 1st and 10. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Once again, they run with Mixon.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Brissett from the gun on 3rd. Campbell making the catch. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down. That one looks like he'll throw here. Catch made here by Campbell. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 23 yards on the play. Brissett now.
Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to say, you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
Well, right now, maybe. They're just looking at it from the fantasy perspective. More points for everyone if they win big.
more. It's Brissett. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT, and the lead will swell by one more. So the drive there took 6 plays, and the result for the Colts is a touchdown. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Darius Leonard racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on